You know, as we navigate this beautiful, sometimes wild journey of life, our bodies are always sending us little signals, some loud, some whisper quiet, about how they're doing. And sometimes those whispers can tell us that our bodies might be aging a bit faster than we'd like. Don't worry, though. Today, we're going to unpack 4 hidden signs that could be hinting at this. And I promise, by the end of our chat, you'll feel empowered, optimistic, and ready to take charge of your health with a big smile. We're not just about spotting problems here. We're about finding solutions and living our best, most vibrant lives. Now, before we jump in, let me just say, aging is a gift. Every wrinkle, every laugh line, every gray hair, they're badges of a life well lived. But we also want to make sure we're aging gracefully, staying strong, and feeling amazing for as long as possible. That's why paying attention to these hidden signs is like giving your body a warm hug and saying, "Hey, I've got you." So grab a comfy seat, maybe a cup of tea, and let's get started. First up, let's talk about a sign that might surprise you. Feeling tired all the time, even when you're getting enough sleep. Now, I know what you're thinking. Aren't we all a little tired sometimes? Life's busy, right? Kids, grandkids, work. That Netflix show you just had to binge. But here's the thing. If you're waking up after a solid 7 or 8 hours of sleep and still feel like you could nap all day, your body might be waving a little red flag. This kind of fatigue isn't just about needing an extra coffee. It could be a sign that your cells are working overtime, dealing with something called oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is like rust on your body's machinery. It happens when there's an imbalance between free radicals, those pesky molecules that damage cells, and antioxidants, the superheroes that fight them off. When this balance is off, it can speed up aging at the cellular level. A 2018 study from the University of California, San Francisco, found that chronic oxidative stress is linked to faster aging and even conditions like heart disease and diabetes. Scary, right? But don't worry, knowledge is power. Let me share a story about my friend Susan, a 55-year-old teacher from Chicago. Susan was always the life of the party, but a couple of years ago, she started feeling drained, even after sleeping well. She'd drag herself to work, barely make it through her classes, and crash on the couch by 7 p.m. She thought, maybe this is just what getting older feels like. But then she saw her doctor, who ran some tests and found her vitamin D levels were super low, and her diet was lacking in antioxidant-rich foods. Susan started taking a vitamin D supplement, added more colorful veggies like spinach and berries to her meals, and even began taking short walks during her lunch break. Within a few months, she was back to her vibrant self, planning hiking trips with her husband. Isn't that amazing? So, what can you do if you're feeling this kind of fatigue? First, check in with your doctor to rule out things like vitamin deficiencies, thyroid issues, or even sleep apnea. Then, think about your diet. Are you eating enough foods packed with antioxidants? Think blueberries, kale, nuts, and even dark chocolate. Yes, a little treat can be good for you. Also, try sneaking in some light movement, like a 10-minute stretch or a walk around the block. Exercise boosts energy by improving blood flow and helping your cells repair themselves. And don't forget to stay hydrated. Sometimes dehydration sneaks up on us and makes us feel sluggish. Small changes, big results. All right, let's move on to the second hidden sign. Your skin is losing its glow and looking drier than usual. Now, I know we all notice changes in our skin as we age, maybe a few more lines or a little less bounce. But if your skin is suddenly looking dull, flaky, or feeling tight even when you're using your favorite moisturizer, it might be more than just a need for a new skincare routine. Your skin is like a mirror reflecting what's going on inside your body, and dryness or dullness can signal that your body's aging processes are speeding up. One big culprit here is a drop in collagen production. Collagen is a protein that keeps your skin plump and elastic, but after age 40, we lose about 1% of our collagen each year. A 2020 study published in the Journal of Dermatology showed that low collagen levels not only lead to wrinkles, but can also make your skin less able to hold on to moisture, leaving it looking parched. Plus, if you're not getting enough healthy fats in your diet, like omega-3s from fish or avocados, your skin's natural barrier can weaken, letting moisture escape. Let me tell you about John, a 60-year-old retired firefighter from London. John always had this rugged, healthy glow, but he noticed his skin started to look gray and flaky, even though he was drinking plenty of water. He felt embarrassed, thinking it made him look older than he felt. After chatting with a nutritionist, he learned his diet was heavy on processed foods and low on healthy fats. He started adding salmon, walnuts, and flaxseed oil to his meals, and he even tried a collagen supplement. Within weeks, his skin was brighter, and he felt more confident. John told me, "I didn't realize how much what I eat shows up on my face." So, how can you give your skin some love? Start with your plate. Load up on foods rich in omega-3s like salmon, chia seeds, or avocados. Drink plenty of water, but also consider a humidifier if you live in a dry climate. And don't skip the sunscreen. UV rays break down collagen faster, so a daily SPF 30 is your skin's best friend. If you're curious about supplements, collagen peptides, or vitamin C can help boost your body's collagen production. And here's a fun tip. Try a weekly face mask with honey and yogurt. It's natural, hydrating, and feels like a mini spa day. Now, let's talk about the third sign, and this one's a biggie. Trouble staying sharp, like forgetting names or feeling foggy. We've all had those moments where we walk into a room and forget why we're there, right? But if you're noticing more frequent brain fog, trouble recalling words, or just feeling mentally sluggish, it could be a sign that your brain is aging faster than it should. Your brain is like a muscle. It needs the right fuel and exercise to stay strong. As we age, blood flow to brain can decrease, and inflammation can build up, affecting how sharp we feel. A 2019 study from Harvard Medical School found that chronic inflammation, often caused by stress, poor diet, or lack of sleep, can speed up cognitive decline. Yikes! But the good news is your brain is incredibly resilient, and there are so many ways to keep it young and vibrant. Take my friend Maria, a 58-year-old nurse from Seattle. Maria started noticing she was forgetting patients' names or misplacing her keys more often. She worried it was early dementia, but her doctor reassured her it was likely lifestyle-related. Maria was working long shifts, eating on the go, and barely sleeping. She made some changes. She started doing crossword puzzles to challenge her brain, added fatty fish to her diet for brain-boosting omega-3s, and committed to 7 hours of sleep a night. She even tried meditation to reduce stress. Now, Maria says her mind feels clearer than it has in years, and she's even taken up learning Spanish for fun. So, how can you keep your brain in tip-top shape? First, feed it well. Foods like salmon, walnuts, blueberries, and leafy greens are brain superstars. Exercise is huge, too. Even a brisk 20-minute walk can increase blood flow to your brain. Challenge your mind with puzzles, reading, or learning something new, like a hobby or language. And don't underestimate the power of sleep. Aim for 7 to 8 hours to let your brain repair and recharge. If stress is dragging you down, try a 5-minute deep breathing exercise or a quick meditation. Your brain will thank you. Finally, let's talk about the fourth hidden sign, aches and pains that just won't quit. Now, I know we all get a little creaky sometimes. Maybe your knees complain after a long walk, or your back aches after gardening. But if you're dealing with persistent joint pain, muscle stiffness, or soreness that lingers for no clear reason, it could be a sign that inflammation is taking a toll on your body and speeding up aging. Chronic inflammation is like a low-grade fire in your body, and it's linked to faster aging of your joints, muscles, and even organs. A 2021 study from the Mayo Clinic found that high levels of inflammatory markers, like C-reactive protein, are associated with accelerated aging and conditions like arthritis. Things like a diet high in sugar, stress, or even sitting too much can fan those flames. Let me tell you about David, a 62-year-old accountant from Sydney. David loved playing golf, but he started waking up with stiff knees and a sore back that made swinging his club painful. He thought, well, I'm just getting old. But after seeing a rheumatologist, he learned his inflammation levels were high, likely from years of eating processed snacks and skipping exercise. David started doing gentle yoga, swapped sugary sodas for herbal tea, and added anti-inflammatory foods like turmeric and ginger to his meals. Now he's back on the golf course, pain-free and even beating his buddies. So, How can you tackle those aches? Move your body. Gentle exercises like yoga, swimming, or walking can lubricate your joints and reduce inflammation. Check your diet. Cut back on sugar and processed foods, and add anti-inflammatory heroes like turmeric, ginger, and green tea. If you're carrying extra weight, even losing a few pounds can take pressure off your joints. And don't skip those doctor visits. Persistent pain could signal something like arthritis, so get it checked out. Oh, and try a warm Epsom salt bath. It's soothing and feels like a treat. All right, my friends, we've covered a lot today, haven't we? We talk about feeling tired all the time, dull or dry skin, brain fog, and those pesky aches and pains. These are your body's way of saying, hey, let's slow down this aging thing and live our best lives. The beautiful thing is, you have so much power to turn things around. Small, joyful changes, like eating more colorful foods, moving your body, getting enough sleep, and managing stress, can make a huge difference. I want you to leave this chat feeling excited and inspired. You're not just aging. You're growing wiser, stronger, and more vibrant every day. Think of this as your chance to write the next chapter of your life with energy and joy. Maybe try one new thing this week. Maybe a new recipe with salmon and veggies, a short walk with a friend, or even a fun brain game. Whatever you choose, do it with a smile because you're worth it. Thank you so much for spending this time with me. You're like family, and I love sharing these moments with you. If you found this helpful, give a thumbs up, share it with someone you care about, and let me know in the comments what you're doing to stay vibrant. Until next time, keep shining, keep smiling, and let's live this beautiful life to the fullest. See you soon.